People, y'all, I'm telling you, it is the night. It is the night, y'all. Kamala Harris. I got the election crew here. We just gonna jump on into this, okay? We're gonna jump on into this. I'm gonna bring them on in. You know them. You've seen them all here before. Y'all, come on in.
I gotta hit the Patti LaBelle on them.
Yes, come on. I gotta get one more. Come on in here. Let's do this.
Look, I'm coming to you live from the kitchen. I got out the bed for this occasion with a glass of wine.
Yes. Look,
listen,
we got our drinks, we got whatever. So I got some feedback from last night. We was talking over each other and they said it was some audio issues. So we just gotta take turns on that just to make sure that we're good. But y'all, welcome back this historic night to the Deep End. I'm Antonio. Again, you've got the election crew here with us. Truly, I mean, monument. The tears were flowing all throughout the night. The heavyweights in the DNC, Democratic Party royalty, as some would call it, have, delivered. So
I say we go east, speaker by speaker.
Yes, let's take it. What did you all see as the theme of the night?
Women. Yes.
Yeah.
Women of color. Black women in particular, but women. Sprinkle. We love everyone. We love is love. There were sprinkles of that throughout as well.
But I wish they would have definitely said, yes, this is about women, but however, comma, I got to do the however, comma. Let's be clear, not all women are for women. That's all I'm gonna say. But I wish. I love that theme. It was very powerful as far as, like y'all said, showing women of diverse women about the issues that these women are facing and how Trump is not meeting those needs of those women, even though he stated time and time again that he was going to meet that moment. But I think that the bigger message was that throughout our history, women have been at the forefront of change and of guidance and of making sure, excuse my mouth, that SHIT gets done. You know what I mean? So I was just sitting here like all these little nuggets. I'm like, just let me grapple and grab it because I needed it.
And Kerry Washington,
listen,
we had Olivia in one night.
Let me tell you something. We had Olivia Benson and we had Olivia Pope. Listen, Kerry Washington came out there and given us Beetlejuice realness. Said, let me give you this pantsuit dipped in with nice white stripes. Let me give you this Donna Summers hair.
It did it.
She said, let me let you know where I come from. I come from the backs. I said, Kerry Washington, don't do me like this already. It's too soon.
I was like, gladiators in suits. Let's go.
She brought it back. Yes, it was. That's what it was, Kiana. It was gladiators in suits.
She came with that suit on. The first stand she said, good evening. I said, I'm done. I said, I'm done. I lost it. I said, I'm done. I can't.
When she did that spin around every time.
Right.
And then she found the camera. She was like, hello, da-da-da. And we are over here. Now we are back. I said, you know what? Stop playing with the people.
Yes. So
no better person could have hosted tonight. That was genius. Whoever the team gets a
black woman though. That has to be led by a black woman. Like all
it has to be. It has to be.
You can't be disingenuous and just for us to be able, for Twitter to blow up and for all these folks to just pay attention to this. It's just amazing. It was such a great night.
It was like, let me give you a little bit of Eva Longoria. Let me give you some Tracy Ellis Ross. Now let me give you some Kerry Washington. Let me tell you something. If tomorrow they come out, this is my prediction. You ready for it? if they come out the gate and they bring Shonda Rhimes, baby, this gonna be me. Can we vote tomorrow? Can we vote tomorrow? I just feel like, you know, it's just been so, like you said, it has to be a Black woman or somebody that's just like, we don't need to play no games with this. We need to get women that we know, but also can speak eloquently, that can give personality, that can capture audiences, that can give us dialogue. Because literally, Eva Longoria, I was kind of nervous about her because, you know, she cool, but she not like, oh my God. But she did well. And I was just like, for the moment and what they were presenting, all of them did very well in the area in the segment that they were presenting. If Madam
Ava DuVernay, I'm done.
I'm over.
I appreciate too that they highlighted, like we talked about last night, the spectrum of the people, right? And the voices that speak eloquently, and the ones who say, "Let me just give it to you real," right?
Miss Kazi Watkins, my auntie, that.
She was not playing. She was like, this was her. I was like, come on. It was just tonight was just like, y'all, and I know we spoke about it yesterday. Like, we were like, you know, we don't want to set our expectations high to get like let down. But in all honesty, like the note that was set, it was just so impactful. Yeah, like each speaker built on each other. And if you realize it was a common theme, each speaker built on each other. And it was just like this. When they got to Hillary Clinton, this was me. I strive to be as unbothered as Hillary Clinton in this moment. Hillary Clinton has looked the best as she has looked in ages. She was like this. Bang gang. She had the bang gang. It was bang gang.
I saw somebody say she took us back to Secretary of State days.
And listen, and she was like this. She looked so good. She gave me, I'm a grandmother now. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. She like I'm good. The headband, and she would have took us right back.
Yeah, sunglasses and phone, and it'd been like, okay, sis. Secretary Clinton, she looks so unbothered. I feel like whoever did their makeup, whoever beat all the women's faces for the.
Let me tell you something, and she did a very good job because this was me if I was her. But you see how she threw it in there. She said, let's be clear that you can win the popular vote and not win the election. Look at me. That was her subtle shade. Let's be clear. She just made so much sense. She kept it very because it could have went really many different ways. Yeah. She kept it very targeted about this is what we have seen. When I lost the election, I said, let's give him a chance to, do the work that he needs to do. Did he do it? He did not. So my thing is she did it very well.
I felt like that was the most powerful piece, right? She was and she gave us presidential the gravitas, right?
Yep.
Give a president their chance. And we gave him his chance.
And he did not step up to the
plate. And then when her zinger, the line was when he says, what do you have to lose? And she just started ticking off. Boom, 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 boom.
Point after point after point.
Makes me think about the last debate in 2016 where she says, you don't want this man running this country when there's a pandemic.
She said it.
And the thing that it makes me laugh, and it's so crazy, like I say to people all the time, and I said it yesterday, I don't care about your feelings towards Hillary Clinton. And it takes me back to when Oprah was like a thing and on Oprah's show, and people were just like, oh, I just can't relate to her. Oh, and Oprah was like, she ain't running to be your friend. She ain't running for you to have brunch with her. She is running to run this world. And in this moment, it just made me think back to like, I don't care your feelings about Hillary Clinton or her policies or whatever. But what y'all are not going to do is is put respect on her name.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, she broke ceilings more than once. She broke these ceilings.
Yeah.
And what y'all are going to do is y'all are going to respect her. So after
I
said RESPC, respect me. Y'all go respect her.
Ken, I'm wondering when you saw Nancy, because Nancy came in the white. Nancy Pelosi, Madam Speaker, she came in her white.
Y'all have to tell me because I was on a mission, and so I have to go back and watch.
Said I was on a mission.
I'm so upset.
Look, don't tell on you. Look, don't tell on yourself. This is election talk.
That's fine. That's when we get off of here. Those are my things to go back and look at, because I was like, dang it, I was trying to tune in, trying to multitask. We had some family business to take care of. So y'all tell me, give me the
Letitia, what did you think about?
Well, Letitia, before you go, please help me understand too, because like I was trying to get, like I felt what she was saying, but I kind of lost. Like, what do you think her goal was? Because it was a lot of, like, to me, and this is, and Antonio, correct me if I'm wrong too, she gave me a lot of, this is how I rose through these ranks as a woman. This is what I did. But like, I was trying to find, and maybe I kind of like dozed off for a minute, possibly. I was trying to find the correlation of the significance of what she was saying to this moment.
I think that there's a timeline. So watching the speeches, watching some of the women that were on here, I think it's more along the lines of like Nancy Pelosi is the first woman to be the Speaker of the House. That happened when probably all of us were in undergrad. So it's just something to that level where that's no feat. So like in like, what is it, 200 and some odd years, there's a woman who runs the Speaker of the House. I think the significance is that there's a two-pronged game here. So we're looking at president, like we want to get rid of Cinnamon Hitler. Yes. We want to get rid of Orange Julius Caesar.
I cannot stand you. I really can.
We want to get rid of him, but we also want to get rid of his enablers. So for her to sit here and like, same thing with Chuck Schumer, same thing with some of these congressional folks, they literally talk like, hey, here's all the stuff that Occupant is doing. And here's all the things that the Turtle and Susan Collins and all of them, letting them do that kind of stuff. Like, so it's I think there's definitely a underlying tone that's happening with the DNC, which I think is brilliant because.
And I think you do have a point. I think you have a point too.
Everybody stayed in their lane and ride where you are. And Nancy talked about the House and the Senate, and she used it, repetition, right? We know repetition sticks with people. And she said, who was it? She said Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell.
Yes, I kept hearing that. Yeah,
McConnell, Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell. Who was standing in the way? She was very, very. She was very.
I'm going to use that orange Mussolini. I'm going to use that.
Mussolini. Tangerine is a little bit better than orange. There's more. It flows more.
Oh, Tangerine Mussolini. Okay, we gonna adopt that for the night and see how that works. We gonna use that, y'all. Let's use Tangerine Mussolini.
But Gabby, did you see Gabby?
Oh my God. I cried real, like, yes, did I cry for Kamala? Of course. But for Gabby Giffords, and just to see the remarkable recovery that she has had for her to do this.
They put out them pictures to let them know this was not this was not by no means easy to get from point A to B. I thought that was smart, and what she did say was and another thing that I realized was the constant communication of, here is a man that said he's going to work for us, but you ripped away my mother. That was a veteran, like, I think out of the
veteran story,
that veteran story
was
the most powerful, because they had a little girl read that letter talking about, you took my mother. My father is a veteran.
Right.
And did what? Cast him to the side. You took my mother away, which you probably took other people's parents away, and you made kids orphans. Like, it was just when she was talking, I was like, this is kind of deep for a little kid. But then I'm sitting there like, but I hear you.
But it's like also to the the ladies who were talking about the stuff that's happening at the border. That stuff right there is just, you have to start we have to start plucking at the heartstrings of suburban moms. We have to be able to get, like, yes, we're not going to get everyone, but if we can start with some of these folks who are like, yeah, you know,
that's on that the seesaw,
the seesaw folks who don't necessarily get it because they're worried about, you know, what's on sale at the grocery store. They want to make sure that their kids get to whatever practice that they're at. And
right.
So I think it's brilliant. I just think like this whole, I'm interested in seeing what next week is going to look like, just because it's just going to be a stark contrast of just how past ones have been. Like RNC has always been like a very patriotic, you know, fanfare thing. And this DNC, this Democratic Convention almost reminds me of some of the earlier RNC, just how patriotic and how like they laid these stories out. So of course I'm going to be interested because I think it's going to be just sugar, honey, and iced tea. But
I'm trying to figure out who they gotta have to speak. Who are they? If you come to think about it, can I ask you a question? Let's just be honest. Once again, you know me. Let's be honest. Like, who is going to want to basically commit career suicide? Who is really going to want to commit? No. As far as entertain, child, I think
there are a handful who will show up, but
we know Diamond and Silk ain't because they got fired from Fox News. Oops.
Well, I heard Diamond and Silk might be coming back. Low-key, we'll check and see next week. Carol Baskin might literally be there, but we know from what we've seen as teasers so far, these folks who make these celebrity appearances, it will be very much folks who've shown up in the news headlines for their thing. It could really be, you know.
I wouldn't be able to take it though, honestly, Antonio. If I was to see, like Harold made the joke, Terry Crews, like, if in all honesty, I think for me, like, we understand. Let's just be real about the situation. We do know that he does have some, it's great, but I think for me to actually see it, I'll be like, are you serious? Like, are you really serious? And I think like I'm not gonna watch next week just because I've just decided in my life moving forward is that I limit negativity and foolishness. And I just feel like this has put me in oh my goodness, I'm so hopeful. And I just don't want to go down because that's just going to present me with an attitude. And it's just going to be nothing but negativity and lies and all of this, and I just don't have time. It's like,
it's literally like we know what he's going to say. It's going to be basically a white supremacist rally with a few sprinkles of pepper and cinnamon and everything else in there. It's gonna be
adobo.
It's gonna be a lot of salt and little specks of stuff.
Did you all see? I think it's very stark that on Kiana, she'll come back in a second. I think it's very stark that tonight, when we are talking about nominating Kamala, that the sister Candace out of Baltimore gets the nomination, or gets the support. Should I say? Gets the support from y'all friend,
Tangerine Mussolini. Let's just call it what it is.
That happened today too. So that was just trying to steal thunder with But again, these are the tones, right? Pitting black women against black women. That's what the intent is, and you got to know his tricks to kind of understand.
Let me tell you something. But in all honesty, I think that I know me, I'm not going to enable buffoonery. I call it buffoonery. I'm not going to enable it. So I saw it, and this was me. Click. I don't want that energy right now. And it's just like anytime they put him on, I'm not giving you that energy. So my thing is, in this moment, this was me. The focus was on who?
Kamala.
Thank you. And that's all the focus you was going to get. So yeah, he did try it and say, oh, congratulations. Shut up, sir. You didn't know this woman before you don't know this woman. Stop it.
So what about
I think I'm gonna watch next week because I need to.
Yeah.
And I need to because when we are in these conversations with folks, to be able to understand what did you hear, and now were you listening or did you just hear something? Because what you heard.
Do that face again. She said.
What did you hear? You know, you got to understand both sides of the debate. You know, like I thought it was interesting tonight because I love George Stephanopoulos. George is the homie, you know. And so when I tuned into ABC to watch everything, and it was interesting because it was him, Chris Christie, Rahm Emanuel. They done dug him up somewhere.
Get out
there. You know, so Chris, when they were talking after the immigration story, and I forget the sister that her name that was also on the panel doing the commentary, and he had brought up around the idea around immigration and the cages. They were having a conversation around the cages at the border, and that those were built under the Obama administration. That the Trump administration did not build those. And so I was thinking, I said, it'll be interesting to see what angle they take, you know, and they had a healthy conversation around, yes, while Obama was very stern, because that's what the country is. We understand that's what the country still is, thinking about what immigration means, but it's still doing it in a humane way. I think that is the issue. Like, we care about who is in the country and how they get here. One of the things in the Obama administration that folks forget about was that Obama was like, well, if you already here, let's get you legit. You know, like
yes, he did.
You know, the situation, that's a last resort, and that's a different kind of target group, you know, for that. But instill in a very humane way, and talking about, you know, the idea of where ICE came from. Is there still a need for that? And then can reform really happen with that area, you know, of the government? And so I don't think so. As we talk about reform,
I think there is. Let me lean all the way into my modernism, if that's the term. I think there is still a need for ICE. So much of the immigration conversation is only focused on talking about folks who are coming from Mexico, but the issue of immigration is much larger than, right? And it's a disservice to the conversation to only focus on folks who are from Mexico, right? So as long as the conversation remains there on populations that are the most vulnerable, we forget, right, everyone else. Let's not forget that in the middle of our whole conversation, Melania's she got renewed in the middle of all of this.
You mean Melon Trump? You mean Melon?
Right. And so while your attention is focused here on the left, you've got some movement that's happening on the right that's there. And so you got an inequity in that policy. Letitia.
I think we also have to, like, understanding the history, especially when it comes to the our brown Latinx folks, is understanding Operation Wetback, like that happened in the 60s, and understanding that was an actual operation that was done when ICE was created and that sort of thing. I think also, to your point, Antonio, is looking at just what they're trying to seek out. They want, like, I feel like the occupant of the White House and his cronies, including Ben Carson, want to make their country look like Russia, where Russia is pretty much as white can be. And there's, like, yes, are there chocolate chips in the sea of cookie dough? Yes, but it's not like, it's very sparse, and you don't really hear much about the minorities, the marginalized people in that space.
Right. I think it's a big drive for money, right? And Obama talked about that tonight, and I want to move to the next one. I'm going to pull out Adriana's comment because I appreciate here parsing through this, right? And we have to have Black folks don't want to critique Obama, but I'm here for analyzing the policies as
just
they
let me know when. Let me know when.
We have got to if we are going to be the, I'm not going to say fair and balanced, but if we are going to be the people who lean into these types of conversations, we have to be able to talk about them in more nuanced ways than just the high praise, and that there were issues that were happening under the Obama administration,
absolutely,
with ICE, that was happening with immigration. Everybody didn't see it as humane because some families did get separated.
And let me be honest about it too. And if you want to come to think about it, it's all about messaging. Right. And I think the issue is, and people, when I say this comment, people look at me sideways and they're just like, oh, what you talking about? But let me be very honest. And this is how I feel personally. When Trump got elected, everybody felt some type of way about it. Let's just be real. We all felt some type of way about it because the rhetoric in which he presented was very problematic. However, if Trump could have literally been doing everything that he has been doing, but if he would have kept his mouth shut and listened to people as far as his messaging, like don't go on Twitter and doing all of this foolishness, because if you think about it, all of the people that voted for him say that they don't have a problem. Well, people that are on the fence, they're like, I don't have a problem with what he's doing. I have a problem that he's always talking or he's always causing issues and he's causing problems. Trump can really be doing all of this stuff because if you want to be real, Obama kind of did it. However, Obama put it in ways in which was like, I'm not going after you because you are a Hispanic. I am going after you because you came into this country illegally. You get what I'm saying? The contrast. I can say here on this end, it's like, not fully, but it is all about messaging and how you saying it.
I agree. I do agree. And I think that also we have to also understand like the 30,000 foot view of what the Obama administration had. And I think First Lady Michelle Obama brought that up in Becoming, where she was like, yo, y'all didn't show up to vote 2 years later. So like when we had Congress, like we had that majority and we were able to get ACA passed and get some other things passed. We had to think about some of the other things that were barriers to it, because you have to think his second term was basically all nothing but executive orders.
Absolutely right. Nothing but. One more time, nothing but executive orders.
He couldn't get anything done. And they Mitch McConnell stole a Supreme Court justice.
One more time, stole it.
So I think that I always say no president is further from, like, we can critique him as much as we can, but I also will say with those critiques is understanding here's the full picture of it. And that says, I think to the immigration stuff, we need to also think about some of the things that how he put it out there. He had no choice but to talk all the time because he was getting in trouble for just saying his opinion or wearing a tan suit or his daughters not being, polite at the turkey thing. Like everything he did, he was screwed. He had no choice. This dude, Orange Julius Caesar, Tangerine Mussolini, every week for the last 4 years, there has been some sort of news because he wants attention, whether negative.
He has only child syndrome, even though he's not an only child. Well, he's
treated like an only child, according to his niece.
So I think, Deshane, you brought up a good point, and I mean, it was brilliantly stated about the messaging, and that's what I think the Democrats and Obama pulled back on trying to get him out of office, because what you described
wasn't doing it.
Feared in Mike Pence. Mike Pence believed in everything that Donald Trump was advocating for, but he's much more strategic about his approach to going at it. And so when we talk about precision with his policy, that would have been something there. But I want to move away from them, and I want to talk about Elizabeth Warren, the next Secretary of Education.
Because listen, she will be. She will.
I'll put my application in to go work there because
she did a very good job as well. I was just like, first of all, you know me, I had to throw shade at her first. I said, well, dang, Lizzie, where you been? I was like, where you been, Lizzie?
She held out her
look, she came in there with a nice little blazer. I said, "Ooh, you look nice, girl." You know, so
she was ready.
She did very well. She was ready, and she spoke very nicely. I thought she was gonna go south a little bit. Sometimes I was like, thank God you didn't go there. But she stayed on message, and she really focused on her lane, which is going back to her roots as a teacher, as an educator, focused on our children, which is, once again, like you said, Antonio, if the focus are these suburban moms and they might be on that fence, the one thing that they do care about is their little babies. So they gonna be like, if you talk to me about my child, about the safety of my kids and making sure that my kids are fine, and you are an educator and you have experience, I can gravitate towards you. I can understand you. But how they say, it's all this election cycle is about messaging.
Right.
Staying on message, staying in your lane, staying what you know, and also worrying about your sphere of control. So like you said, like as everybody, like Nancy went out there, I ain't gonna go after little man in the White House, because once again, that's not my control. My issue I have is when I'm passing the bills forward, who's stopping my bills? Mitch, he needs to go. And that was the common theme, is it's just like in our worlds of higher education. I am only going to work, how I used to tell my housing people, I can only protect you within my residence area. Once you go out of my area, you are in foreign territory. So if you stay within the house, I got you. But if you step outside my house, I'm going to play like I don't know nothing. So
I think Elizabeth Warren, she got hers behind the scene, and we will see her in the cabinet. The way she spoke, I think she has secured her spot in the cabinet.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Moving in silence.
Yes.
Moves. Don't, you know, she's a smart cookie. Don't let it fool you. Don't think the Mary, you know, she's gonna show up and do what she needs to do. You know, she's not gonna make no big fanfare about it, because while y'all up here, she gonna be having her seat at the table.
Right.
She was having the meeting in the back room. And remember what they gave Elizabeth Warren hell because she didn't come out swinging to endorse Joe Biden after everybody else. Elizabeth said, I got some things I need to work out. I need to secure my spot.
I need to secure the bag.
Okay.
I need to
secure the meeting after the meeting.
Yes, that's what she did. She was like, okay. She's like, okay, I'm gonna take my left exit, but we're gonna go and meet in the back right now.
And well, Kyleen, and I'm sorry, Kyleen brought up an actually good point, but do you think, though, her leaving from her Senate seat, because she's made it said that her seat is really risky, and is that actually an accurate?
I don't think it's risky. I think that she's in Massachusetts, you have Ayanna Pressley, you have Kennedy, and then you also have the vote.
Let's not forget about the Kennedy.
Camelot. Yes.
I'm just saying.
But I mean, in time for the election, right? Who's going to? I mean, does her state have a Democratic governor?
So
Massachusetts, I think so.
Right?
Massachusetts.
I think so. Basically, what will happen is she's still, until we know that she's being nominated, she's still run. I don't think she's up for election either. So she's probably just sitting here, because remember, Senate is 6 years.
Right.
So she's probably sitting probably waiting for 2022.
Oh no, y'all. He Republican. Sorry. His name is Charlie Baker. He's been there since 2015.
But no, I think Elizabeth Warren won her seat in 2016. So
no, I'm talking about the governor.
But the governor, but even then, I think with the governor and with kind of like how he works, because Charlie Baker is a little bit, he's kind of anti-Trump as well. He's kind of in a place where he has.
Said that it has a Democratic governor, so that does work in. Well, no, we got different opinions. I need to get the facts. Get the facts.
I just pulled it out.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure.
But I think that, like, if she gets it, if they like. When Joe Biden wins, I'm gonna speak life into this. When Joe Biden, Kamala Harris wins,
amen,
and they get through their 100 days, like in the first 100 days, they start nominating people. I think it's going to be a conversation, and she's probably going to be sitting down with that governor saying, "You're going to appoint some folks," and that's just that. Like,
I don't think it's going to work like that. I don't.
It might be illegal to do that too, because I think Blagojevich. That's the
look. Now you trying to run into some legal issues already. Dang.
Right. Now, quiet as
we sorry. You know, Illinois, we got problems.
This is me, because Illinois was just like, we just gonna throw the whole rule book out the door. We just gonna do what we want. Illinois said we gonna do what we want.
I think I do agree with you. Her seat is vulnerable in talking about taking back the Senate. I wonder if Elizabeth might, have a larger voice in the party, right? Rather than a seat in the cabinet.
She could be the next Chuck Schumer.
She could.
Right.
She could be the minority or the majority. And let me tell you, she would be a powerful one. Wielding the Senate.
She would. She'll be. And they would hate every bit of her. They would hate every bit.
But even then, on top of that, she has progressive black women that
like her.
Coalition. She has a coalition. She has the numbers and the coalition to be able to just change that stuff. But I think what I appreciate about Elizabeth Warren was she just didn't just talk about education. She talked about childcare. So she talked about the stuff that folks are dealing with right now that are these real world issues and stuff. Like right now we have Ivanka who's sitting here and talking about
be best. Nah, be best. You better be best.
So do we even know what's going on with Be Best?
It is the best.
What's the best? Like,
look, Be Best is the best, and we just want our people to be best.
I just want to
anti-bullying. It is an anti-bullying platform that has done a lot of good work, you guys.
I'm gonna give you that face.
Look. Then you see the Cardi B face after. She was like, "Be best," and we want to promote anti-bullying. I'm like, girl, but you live next to this man that literally bully everybody every day. What you mean?
I'm actually seeing what Tangerine Mussolini is going to say tomorrow about our Uncle Barack, because
can we shift to Barack now? Can we shift to Barack?
I said something. What does Twitter say? What did he put? What did 45 put up there?
I have no idea.
We ain't gonna focus on him right now.
What you thought about Barack? What you thought about Barack, Antonio?
Barack was in Philadelphia again. Everybody
airspace with him.
He went back to his lane as a constitutional professor.
Listen,
in Philadelphia with the Constitution in the backdrop, right? We the people, right?
Somebody said it. He will go down as the best orator. Listen,
he looks good. I'll start there.
He looked blessed
with the shea butter skin.
Wasn't that like?
And he was standing there. He was standing there side profile like this.
Right. The shot.
This is me. This is me. I said, bitch, what filter is that? I'm sorry.
Valencia. It's Valencia.
Because it was just, y'all, no shade. It just was like, boom.
Like that white hair on him.
That blue was so crisp. That blue was on it.
They were giving you well-rested, well-oiled
blue.
Look now, Barack. Now they're going to come after Barack again because
he's going to be like, whatever.
A white shirt. But the white shirt would have faded him out in all of that white in the background. But it was, I need that blue tie, Barack. President. I need that blue tie. You see that? Did you see
the common theme of this DNC convention is when you are out of office and you let the Republicans mess up stuff, we sit back and we be unbothered. Because listen, so far I felt in my spirit. I don't like John Kerry, but it is what it is. John Kerry looked nice and refreshed. Hillary Clinton looked phenomenal and refreshed. Michelle has always been great and gracious, but she looked spectacular. You had Barack looked just amazing. It just like all these people that just like when they leave toxic relationship, like we said yesterday, when you leave a toxic relationship and you go about your business and you come back on them and say, Look where I am right now, and look where you are. That's what Barack did. Barack said, I am great. I'm out here speaking.
I gave you the best of what I had, and look what you're left with.
Look what you did. Now I'm going to teach my daughter how to play spades while y'all try to fix y'all lives.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, he just looked beautiful. And then
Barack's line that what we do echoes for generations.
Yeah.
Probably the presidential thing that he had said. Barack ain't gonna give you no soundbite. He giving you a word for your life, okay?
And so he's giving you a whole saying forever, a quote that you will use in a presentation from now on.
And that if you take that speech and put it side by side along with Michelle, you got a whole syllabus right there. They done gave you the pass.
I can teach that class.
They gave you some theory. They gave you theory.
When we started talking about the civil rights era and that tear dropped from that eye, I was done.
I was done too. I was over. I said, you know what? You know that one tear, because he did it when he did it back at listen.
He just did it real quick, and you
did it real quick. He did it.
He good.
Remember that one tear hit when them kids with that one right here. It's right there.
Sandy Hook, and then when the massacre down in South Carolina.
Listen, that one tear.
And when he talked about if he had a black son, he did it then. Yeah.
Because my thing is what a lot of people don't realize, like these, we come to feel like at the end of the day, like some of these people are untouchable. Like for example, we say, like, what if Barack Obama had a black son? Everybody would know that is Barack Obama's son. However, just because he's Barack Obama's son and he might have, security and all these other people, he's never safe.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's always that moment. And it's just like with Sasha and Malia. They are young black women. They have Secret Service, but they're never safe. So it's those moments where it was so impactful. Like, and I think even in these moments when people are showing their family and showing where they're from and showing their districts and having these parents speak, because literally the message is that, like, today, the message to me was our kids are not safe. Our children are not safe. Our children need a role model. Our children need this. Our children need that. And I thought that tonight, out of Monday or two, tonight was a perfect night, because what did you do? You focused on something that everyone can agree on. Even like today with the COVID situation, the common theme is that I am not sending my child back, even if I don't believe in it or if I do believe in it. I'm not sending my child in harm's way. And everyone touched on that. Let me tug on those heartstrings about your kid, the safety of your child, living in a world that people acknowledge climate change, living in a world that we do this, gun violence, let's end that. All of it was about kids. Let's chit chat.
Tonight, y'all know, because I said earlier in the week they hadn't hit that outpouring to a younger generation that is more. It came tonight. It was really there tonight. I felt like.
I think, but also, I don't know who's on. I forgot who's on tomorrow, but I feel like it might also. I mean, also tonight they had Billie Eilish.
That was good. I've never been a fan of her. I've never been a fan of her, but
I'm a fan of her. I like her. I don't know her depressive songs and stuff, and it came on.
It's a tune for your life, though.
It's a tune for my life, though, because it's just.
But I was very shocked, though.
That song was a new song.
Legend. That might be an R&B neo soul thing feel.
But I mean,
some soul for you.
Right. But even to, like, they had Prince Royce. So Prince Royce is from the Bronx and he did bachata. And
I loved it.
Low key, I was hitting my 2-1. Okay. Right here around this living room. Okay.
I was too. This was me. I was like, dun, 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 dun,
and was right.
I was jamming out. Hello.
Myself. Okay.
So I think it's just
okay. So tomorrow, I'm so sorry because I was very curious. Tomorrow we got Cory Booker, we got Peter Buttigieg, we got performance by the Chicks. I don't know who they are.
Dixie Chicks. The Dixie Chicks.
So they just call the Chicks now. You know, I like
them. They had reframe after they got
So they got Governor Gavin Newsom.
They let go of the.
They did. They got Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. They got Tommy Baldwin, Tammy Duckworth, Chris Coon. Oh, John Legend and Common, Andrew Yang, Bloomberg. Listen, that might be good.
Bloomberg's coming.
You know we love Bloomberg.
The Deltas. When Keisha,
the Deltas are gonna have a night.
No shade, but you know, Michael Bloomberg is that problematic uncle that we have sitting in the back, but good for some money.
Mm-hmm.
You know that he's problematic, but guess what? He got coin and he really rich.
And he's a real billionaire.
He's a real billionaire. He let it be known, I'm a real billionaire. Let's be honest. And I was like, child, you so shady. And I loved every bit of the pay.
I feel like people talk about the Deltas are going to be on. I was like, Howard is about to be Howard alum. And
you see what she said? She said, I am a proud man. She said Alpha, Kappa. And she said it just like she was online.
Family is. This is a family is.
And she said Alpha. And look, Alpha, Kappa, Alpha. I said, you better get off the line.
It was up.
Yeah, she said Alpha, Kappa, Alpha. Then she said,
right.
And I could feel like I heard a ski-wee happen around the world.
Look,
I heard it. I heard the glass shatter.
Let me tell you something, because when it happened, all my friends texted me. Listen, my friends texted me and said, green frog everywhere. It was a ski-wee. Everybody just let it out. I just want to go to inauguration because I just see it happen. It's just gonna be like, and she'll be standing there, and they'll say, Madam Vice President. And I'll be like, stop it, enough, y'all, enough.
Let's just dig on into it. The historic moment. She hit it.
I cried.
I cried when it was her niece and her sister and her stepdaughter.
Beautiful.
When they did that stuff, I was just kind of like,
that was a moment.
And then they talked about her mom, which I didn't even remember that her mom's name was Shamala. So it's just like, yo. Like,
that was the moment we needed, though, because remember they kept saying that she is going to reintroduce herself, and literally everybody has kept saying, oh, well, will she be able to take a back seat? Oh, will she be able to do this? She literally showed in this moment. She gave you, I'm going to tell you who I am. I'm going to tell you where I came from. I'm going to tell you what family means to me, and I'm going to tell you that I'm a proud HBCU alum. I am a part of a sorority, this and this and this and the third. And then I'm also going to let you know that I am on the Joe Biden train, and I am going to be his square up buddy. And I saw in that moment her talking, I was like, oh yeah, she's ready. She's ready because she's ready.
Genuine. It was genuine. I think
authentic and genuine and everything.
Because if I think back to when it was Hillary and what's his face,
Tim Kaine, it was like real forced.
You know, even though he was speaking bilingual and everything.
Like, I like Tim Kaine though.
There were moments of
Antonio,
I want to let Kiana finish. Go ahead, Kiana.
I just felt like it was good, but it felt like it still needed to. Y'all needed to date some more. It needed to be. So
y'all needed to go out to dinner.
It was good and it had the potential of being good, but it was not there. Whereas here we are 4 years later and watching this play out the gate. There's that chemistry and energy and everything that they've been saying. Like Bo, rest his soul. He is the glue.
He's the glue. But let me ask this question to you, Kiana. Let me ask you this. But do you feel like that the relationship with, and this is probably a topic for another day, but do you feel like this relationship is more simpatico because you have a male at the head of the ticket and a female second versus that one where it was a female head and a male had to play second?
That's a great question.
Because my thing is
that is a great question.
Every man cannot take second fiddle to a woman.
Let me say this. I did not think that Tim Kaine was what we needed in a vice president.
He wasn't.
Tim Kaine, let me be more controversial, was a party pick just like Sarah Palin was for the Republicans.
Ooh, that might be right.
And because what we know about Hillary, let's be clear. has the mitigated gall, the education, and the experience to be both the president and the vice president.
I was about to say that she could have been both.
Period. So she needed someone who could just handle the Senate. You know,
to just be there, to be in place.
Be there. She got this. You know, she
just needed somebody to do this. Do me a favor. We need him to go vote this. Go over there and handle that. That's it.
But I think before we go back to Kamala, to take it back to tomorrow night, I think that's when they have Andrew Yang speak, that's the Yang Gang. That's the new Barney Bros. Y'all go he gonna
listen. I was low key a part of the Yang Gang. A little bit. I was like this.
Andrew Yang was talking about giving the people $1,000. Let's be clear, okay?
Listen, and this was about to be me. Give me my money.
I think that we have to think about that, but I also think before, because I know I have family that live in Virginia, and they are when they said Tim Kaine, them folks, I'm happy as ever because they love them. They love that man.
But not enough for him to win his state.
Yeah, I know.
Adriana said it.
He should have.
I'm so mad. I'm still mad that Julian got pushed to the side because we were led to believe at the very early onset of Hillary's campaign that it was going to be her and him. And I always wondered what happened. He's from San Antonio, for the folks who don't know.
But then Antonio, like you said, earlier. Go ahead. No, you were there. You were there. Yep.
His last name. You really think that some of these folks going to elect somebody with the last name Castro?
No, they were not. Because my thing is,
we are, and we may be better. We may be better now. 4 years.
Be better now, but 4 years ago.
But Antonio, like you was saying though, of like a party pick. Remember, and I remember that distinctly when everybody was like Hillary we was like, oh, okay, cool. And then literally from the gate, everybody was like Julian Castro. But like from at that moment, having a woman as the head of a ticket, it was no way on God's green earth that America was going to vote for a woman and a Hispanic male. It was just not going to happen.
After they just had the driver.
After a black president?
We just had the driver, and now we're about the driver.
And there are days when I would when I would be a realist right along with y'all, but my idealist says, why not? Why not? And the only reason we don't know is because he was not put on the ticket. And that's right. We believed in Hillary enough to give her 3 million more votes than we gave Donald Trump, right? I don't know what Tim Kaine did for the party.
That's so crazy, y'all. She won by.
I mean, I think some of the things that Tim Kaine did, and I think Kyleen said it, the gun laws for Virginia Tech. But after all that, I don't think, and I like that question, why do people vote against their own self-interest? Because
he didn't have enough. Tim Kaine did not have enough political. He did not have enough of a political reputation.
Right.
He was in the state of Virginia, and even when I moved here, Tim Kaine is a staple. Like, they love him because he's a white man, but also he cares about minorities. He speaks Spanish. He did this work. His wife is freaking amazing. So my thing is that's the thing. But however, if you're looking at someone that can literally energize a people, this was me. When Tim Kaine did great at the debate, but this was me. I'm bored. Like, you ain't giving me life right now, Tim. I need some type of root.
Wasn't a fill up. You wasn't getting filled up.
I mean,
yeah.
Tim Kaine didn't give us what Joe Biden gave us, a workhorse and someone who we know was gonna kick ass, right? Because ain't nobody messing with Uncle Joe. We knew that. Period.
And then let me tell you, and why Kamala is going to do so well in the Senate, as a vice president, is because she already knows is once, God forbid, in the event that Joe, whatever, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But my thing is, she already knows and like people have already saying, being that she is the vice president nominee and, soon to be, because I'm going to put it in the atmosphere, the vice president of this country, the party is literally going to be on her shoulders. It is going to be on her shoulders. So it's going to be that point of she's going to play her role. And it sounds bad to say this, and I don't mean this as in a way of, women got to play a certain role. I'm not trying to say that at all.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at you.
So I'm laughing at that too. But yeah. So my thing is that she is going to play the role in which she's in to show that she can take a back seat, do what she needs to do, learn, grow, do what she want to need, and then when it's time,
right,
let's go. Let's do this.
She can play the long game, and that's
what she got to do.
But that's what she's been doing her whole career. She's been playing the long game.
Absolutely. So
there's something that
getting
made
one
me
step closer, and timing is everything. And so I just think like she hit all the necessary points she needed to. I thought her introduction, reintroducing herself, letting you know her journey, letting you know those who they need to hear those values. Like what values did your people give to you? I was like, come on and talk about choir rehearsal. You done got the evangelicals. They're like, you was in the choir?
And also to add that on to, did you see how also what she do is, and let me be clear, I'm a Black woman, but I'm also an Indian American, because she was using a lot of different terminology that I was sitting there like,
did you see how she slid in?
Like, just to be more aware of what, what it is.
Kaiser Hospital. She slid in for those questioning. So it hit all of them little points like we were talking about yesterday. Birth certificate gate, right? And so how her parents met and that she was born right in college. So folks was
my mother was a professor. Look, my father was a professor in economics. My mother was it a professor or was it getting a degree?
He was trying to find the cure for cancer.
Trying to find a cure for cancer. And my dad was doing economics. And they were together. However, they separated. And my mother did what? Turned into a single parent. So my thing is, what you just did was you got the single parents. You got them listening. You got the kids like myself. That parents split up and my mother had to take that mantle to be the breadwinner. And when I went to bed, my mother's sitting in that kitchen paying bills, trying to find out and figure out where the next dollar gonna come from or the next meal is coming from. So literally in that moment, like where I had my moment was that, because I was like,
yeah,
you're talking right now, because my thing is what a lot of people don't realize, and what we do in our profession, we really do the, oh, well, how's your mom and your dad? Yeah. And then, like, for me, when people say that to me, I'll be like, my mom's doing fine. But when you talk about, I get kind of triggered because my relationship with my father is not that good. Right. So when you ask me, I'll be like this, what? Want to give you an attitude. Yeah. So she played the role very carefully to let the people know that, yes, I had my parents had the American dream. They had me and my sister. They didn't work out. They split. You thought my dad was going to be there, but he wasn't there. My mom.
I love the term of split. Like there was so many other ways to say that. Like
she said it just like
didn't say divorce, and then they split. Like
they split. It was like point blank in the period. They split.
They didn't get divorced. A generation of students who experienced their parents splitting well into their relationship, right?
And had to watch it happen and had to watch it play out in front of them.
I want to take these last couple minutes here, look 30 seconds each, looking forward to tomorrow.
Oh, I guess right. I always go. Okay. Well, I think for me, what I am looking for tomorrow is the stamp. I'm already pulled in. I'm already in. I'm going to vote regardless. I'm at this point where I'm going to vote regardless and I'm going to happen. However, I want it to be signed, sealed, and delivered. So my thing is looking up to the people that are going to be speaking tomorrow. I need Cory Booker to do your job. I need Andrew Yang to do your job. I need Tammy Duckworth. You go and do your job because I love Tammy Duckworth. So I need everybody to come up, build up to get to Biden. And then what I need you to do is I don't need you to be Joe Biden. I'm sorry. I don't need Joe Biden. I need Uncle Joe. Because my thing is Joe Biden and Uncle Joe are two different people. I need Uncle Joe, that person that's relating to people, that cares about people's story, the one that will take time to speak to somebody's grandma before an interview, because that story was amazing too. I need you to let me know who you are and why I or someone else needs to vote for you.
Letitia.
I'm looking forward to Senator Duckworth, honestly, because
the Secretary of Veterans Affairs.
two amputee around, like from a legendary family of military vets. And on top of that, like she has all like from the jump since Tangerine Mussolini has been trying came out, she is literally she's called him Cadet Bone Spurs. She's going to go talk to the military folks, and she's going to slay it. She's going to slay it. Like I thought they had Colin Powell to do that. I was like, Colin Powell, he been going against the Republicans since Barack. Like y'all come on, y'all talking about this black man and I'm black. What you doing? Bye. I think that Senator Duckworth is going to literally I think they're going to get the rest of the folks. I also think that Andrew Yang is going to get the Yang Gang. I'm just excited to see what I feel like it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be scathing. And I think Bloomberg is going to probably do the thing that's going to get under homie's skin, where it's going to be like, I'm a real billionaire. What you? My daddy didn't give me no loan.
I have successful stuff.
I have a channel. You don't.
Yes. Kiana.
I'm ready for the doors of the church to now be open. We are fighting for the soul of America.
The soul of America.
I need this. I needed to come. I need
take us to church.
Joe. I need him to show up in a way that we have not seen before. All of it is riding on this. It is game time. We are in the end zone. So that is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to hear some of those stories. I need Corey to come with that passion, that fire that we've seen him, because sometimes he's lacking, but I need him to actually show up.
He can be like this. Yeah, he can. Yes, he can.
He can be a little wobbly. And so I need him to show up like we have seen him show up before. Back to the first Obama election. I need that Cory Booker to show up tomorrow.
I just pray and hope Joe don't mess up.
More of these stories. I'm sorry. I know that they're saving the best for last. So it'll be interesting to see this story of America, the conclusion, So
listen, I'm just gonna be real. I don't know about y'all, but I love Joe. I think he is an amazing human being as far as everything that he's been through and everything that he's done. But my thing is that I think what makes Joe so fun is you never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
And I think that unpredictability is like, for me, is like, they have set you up perfectly. I think all you really got to do is go up there and say, I'm Joe Biden and I'm running for president. Boom. That's it. I would be
okay. With this box of chocolates, I need all the chocolates. I don't want to get that nasty orange piece. Like, I need all of the chocolates to be good pieces. If that's what, because I know that we're all thinking of that,
We're all thinking it. We are.
So I don't need that.
Real quick, Antonio, I think the one thing we did touch on was the story about how Joe Biden was a single parent.
Oh my God, we did not. We
Kamala talked about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
A male single parent. So what did she do? Let me change the narrative on y'all real quick, because black men. I said black men. We're not going that right. But men can also be single parents. We might not hear their stories or their struggles, but they can be single parents as well. And also that whole situation, like, I don't think that people listen to that. He literally lost his wife and his daughter and had to get sworn in at the hospital with his son. That was literally in it. This is me. What? Can we talk about this?
And he also took the train. Like, that's the thing I talked about. He didn't live in DC. He took the train
back and forth,
and every night so that he can be with his kids. I think that's something to the point where we didn't we didn't touch on that. But that's something that resonated with me, where it's like, that's like some of the beauty of, like, I was raised by a single parent. And I was lucky enough to have my aunts and uncles around in that sense. But it just shows that kind of like dedication that a lot of us have seen in our lives, especially if we were raised by a single parent and we had our aunts and uncles and that sort of stuff. Like, that to me was another theme that they talked about, because Elizabeth Warren was a single parent. And it was so empty.
Yeah. So tomorrow night we'll be back for the closer. I am looking forward to Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Ooh. I just never heard her really speak. I'm ready for it.
I think watching Keisha over the last couple of weeks as she has navigated the uprisings in Atlanta and trying to broker being a Black woman and to be the mayor of a city, right?
I just feel like, listen, soon as she come up, everybody set it off to I just feel like it's gonna come, and I'm gonna be like this. Okay, come on.
I'm riding.
I'm about to hear the Delta call tomorrow.
I'm riding for Keisha. Cory Booker always delivers a great speech. It's not Barack Obama level, but he always delivers a great speech.
You're so silly. You said it's not Barack Obama level. What level is it, Antonio? What level is it?
Cory always connects. His Newark story is phenomenal. Right, I mean, it's a phenomenal story, and I do appreciate I appreciate his story. So we're gonna wrap it up there so that y'all can get rested and go to work on pre-Friday. It's not
12:30 here, and I'm ready to go bed.
Okay.
Yes, girl. I saw Harold's comment, and know that there were oops when Kamala gave deference to the folks that paved the way for her.
Yes,
like
she did.
Shirley Chisholm. You know,
she gave everybody, and I said, you better respect her.
And I just want to tell her it's Mary McLeod.
Mary McLeod.
Before we go, no shade. When she said that, but low key in my mind, this was me. I said, I can understand how you got that wrong, because to be truth be told, this is me. I ain't know that little lady made a little minute. I didn't know her middle name either.
Mary McLeod. I want you to say Mary McLeod. Okay.
I was like, come on, name the folks. Get a name right, Lord. Speak.
Okay. She has another chance to do a roll call. Go down the history of the lineage. It won't be the first.
Yo, she said, Mary. I said, this is me. I was like this. Yes. And then when she said it, I said like this. Look, y'all gotta see my eyes though. So when she said it, I was like this, like, yes. All right.
We know who you're talking about.
We know what you was talking about, Mary.
Mary. She's talking about Mary.
You talking about Murr. You talking about good old Murr down the street, okay, in Daytona. You talking about Murr in Daytona.
She started a cold college.
Listen,
a whole college.
Oh, God.
Tomorrow we're gonna hear a statement from the okay.
Yeah. We start with you on tomorrow because that's your day. We start with you because your sister coming. So we gonna start with you tomorrow. We start with you tomorrow.
But y'all know I appreciate y'all so much always. And I'm gonna have y'all back tomorrow. Y'all say bye to the election crew until tomorrow.
Bye.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate it. So folks, tomorrow's gonna be that night. It's closing night. And I want y'all to make sure that I pull the graphic up for you so that y'all can see Joe's lineup for tomorrow. Let's hear the people who are going to be with Joe tomorrow, right? You see the crew? We named them already, but tune in here, same place, same time, and we'll do it again. And I'm out.